haven't been able to find sense that told me that apt has a switch of -y, which I can't find any mention of anywhere else, and without that -y, I couldn't install Grub Customizer. And it's an apt switch. It's not a -y at the end of the command saying yes, no. And people are telling me we have no idea what you're talking about, and you're wrong, and blah blah blah. And both London and Dale are blasting me out of the water. I'm going, I don't care. It's in.
I was only vaguely paying attention to that conversation.
Same.
They've done some development on apt, and you never know. That might be a new thing.
It might pull it. It might be that Grub Customizer is in maybe unstable or testing,
And I think that's exactly.
and the -y goes and grabs it from that repo. That's the only thing I can think of, because I cannot find any mention of a -y, but it didn't work without it. Without the -y after apt, I was told that there was no such available candidate to install.
And like I said, that might be new functionality just to add an extra step for people that are trying to install stuff from Universe or something like that. Or, well, no, it wouldn't be Universe because it's not Ubuntu based.
Yeah, it'd be unstable or testing. But still, people coming down on my head when it's already being bounced on by the political situation and needing to move and can't move, and the problems with school and everything. I can't handle it. I can't. I'm seriously considering another one of them sabbatical thingies.
Boy, I wish I could.
Well, I noticed that Distro Hoppers is not currently continuing. Eric has had his health problems, and connecting with Dale on his 1 week in 5 has been difficult. They haven't exactly said we're done with it. I think the archive problems are also a small part of that.
It's getting better. I'm able to go back and edit now, and another problem I was having was the description box when you're writing down about the episode. That was being rendered in raw HTML for some reason. So I wrote them a letter, and then like a day later, it started working. So
good.
Yeah, but it's really
I'm still
slow.
Donating. I am still donating my measly $5 a month, but it's $5 a month that a lot of people aren't donating.
Right. And that's actually pretty cool.
And of course, that runs out when I run out of money. And I think I've got 18 or 19 months left. And so I'm really panicking.
Well, nobody can predict the future. You can try. People try. Telegram. I should announce a show on Telegram, shouldn't I? Nobody ever says anything about it, but sometimes I do it on Reddit too, and the Facebook thing that Joe put me on.
Well, my wife and I are no longer communicating private stuff on Telegram. We're going straight to Signal.
I've never used it for anything other than these shows.
Oh, well, I've got several groups and then several individuals. And my wife was one of those individuals, but we've closed that off and are going to Signal.
I've never understood the popularity of it, to be honest with you.
Of Telegram?
Yeah. I mean, it's simple. I get it, but there's just better stuff out there that's properly open source.
Some of my best groups are on Telegram.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Why are they there and not on Mastodon? Or, of course, I guess this has been around. Has it been around longer?
One of my best groups is here on Discord.
Discord, I just love it.
Well, but there's how much privacy is there on Discord?
Oh, I don't assume any, because we can't see anything that's going on behind the scenes. But I do feel like
Telegram, they say they have end-to-end encryption, but that's only on special feeds that you have to pay for.
right.
And plus the fact that it's still run behind the Iron Curtain.
Yep. So there
Yeah,
is that.
Linux is going crazy and cutting off all the Russian developers, but Telegram is still a Russian developed program.
If I was those developers, I would get like an offshore address somewhere and then use a VPN or something. I don't know. It seems like there'd be a technological way of getting around that.
Yeah,
honestly.
I know,
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
I've got mine. See, they're acting like a Republican here.
Yeah, all set up.
It is not actually bigger than my head. That's just a parallax issue.
Mm.
Of course, it's not much smaller than my head. Let's see here. See, my head is larger.
I see.
Oh, man.
Oh, I feel like garbage today.
I do too. But that's because I taught yesterday, and that always helps. Had 3 math classes, and I think the 4th period was English, but they didn't tell me. It's like we have fewer substitutes than we have openings. And so we're going to make you work in what's supposed to be your pre-period. I wouldn't mind if they were paying me as if I were a qualified teacher, because that'd be another $30 a day. I wouldn't mind if they paid me like a babysitter. $1 per hour per kid, I'd make out like a bandit that way.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if they actually want substitute teachers.
Well, I do know that my school district pays more for subs than any of the school districts surrounding it.
Mm.
There is the Greenville schools, they pay $50 a day, regardless of whether you have credentials or not, but they pay cash at the end of the day. It's up to you to decide whether you're going to bother reporting it to the IRS. Yeah.
I see. Still, that's $1,000 a month
If you're working every day.
if you're working every day. But that's just, I know here that wouldn't be enough to get by.
Yeah. Well, I am making 83 something an hour a day. On Mondays and Fridays, it's $10 less on the other days of the week. I do not have the stamina to work more than 2, maybe 3 days a week. Usually takes me 2 or 3 days to recover when I do work. And so I only set myself up for Mondays and Fridays, and if they don't call me before 8:30 in the morning, then I don't take the call. Because if school is supposed to start at 7:45 and they're calling me at 8:45, the letter says Telegram does not operate from Russia. It moved to Berlin in 2014, and the operational center is currently in Dubai. It is also registered in the British Virgin Islands. But it's still a Russian that owns it. He may be a rich Russian, but he's still a Russian.
Oh, goodness. All right. All right. So, what do we want to talk about next week?
That's a good question. Didn't we say during last show that you had a topic, Bill?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember what it was. The whole.
Yeah, that's the way my brain works.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. I just can't. I'm trying to remember what I was.
Pull up your bi-weeklies and find out.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble lately. I'm listening to something on the radio and I get an idea to check on something, so I grab my phone, I open up my browser, I start to type in what I'm looking for, and I forgot what it was already.
You know what I found? I used to take a lot of Benadryl to help me sleep,
Yeah.
Ugh.
and I noticed that was starting to mess with my head.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's an issue because I have been having sinus issues, and I was using Benadryl for a while, and then I
Mm-mm.
tried using one of the newer ones. I've been using Xyzal lately. I think I just ran out of it, and it doesn't seem to be helping nearly as much as the Benadryl was.
Look,
yeah,
Benadryl helps a lot. The problem is that it takes one a really long time to get out of your system, which is why pilots aren't allowed to use it 48 hours before they fly.
Yeah.
And two, it just messes with you hard. I mean, it's worse than being drunk, and the hangover from it sucks.
I don't know.
But as someone who constantly has allergy issues, I would say fexofenadine hydrochloride.
I tried that, and it didn't do a damn thing for me.
It doesn't do anything on the first day. It's something that you have to take every day.
it has
And
to
if
build
you
in
have
your
really
system.
bad allergies, you can take it every 12 hours and it will build up and it will really help with your allergies. It's not just a one-time take it and fix
Well,
thing.
I still have a big bottle of it. I took it for a week or two, and I didn't notice any change at all.
And you were taking it once a day?
Yeah.
Take it twice a day.
Okay.
That's what my allergist told me to do because
See,
I said it wasn't doing shit for
I
me.
eventually went with a Xyzal because that is the one that airline pilots are allowed to use.
Mm.
Okay, so
But
it looks like I was talking about like getting servers up and running and getting them updated, keeping them updated, and some of the problems you can run into with.
that will let us sit back and take a nap while you talk about it.
Well, that's a whole nother dimension of computing that is it seems kind of boring when you've not done it, and it's a little.
We haven't done a deep dive on something like that in a while, so I think everybody would appreciate it at this point in time.
Okay.
We should actually go back and look at our older episodes and see what we talked about and see if we need to do updates, because we've been doing this for a while now, and things change.
Well, our first episode, we did the state of gaming on Linux.
Which means nothing to me, but okay.
But I think I'm the only one that, regularly plays games on Linux.
I mean, I've got Steam.
Did Josh and someone else went off to do a gaming on Linux podcast? I do not know.
Crowbar
if it's
Kernel
still
Panic.
on. Is it still on?
I think it is.
I think they do a regular shows. I don't know. I don't think they're putting stuff out like weekly or anything. I'm on their Discord. I don't see much happening there, though.
Well, on the general channel, Dale and Josh were and dot slash what's his name? Bo. They've been on there in the last week or so talking about this, that, and the other.
Okay.
Josh on Tech, 11/1 of 24. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom here. The last post was from Dale today at 3:00.
Okay.
Okay.
Into the general.
Yeah, Josh did me a big favor by sending me a touchscreen Dell laptop, and it just wasn't suitable for my needs, and I moved it on to Dale. Seems like a lot of my laptops I move on to Dale for some reason.
It's good to keep if you can't get something working or it doesn't work for you, it's good to pass it on to somebody that will get some use out of it. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about.
okay. It looks like they're doing monthly shows.
Oh,
Okay.
I used to be subscribed, but I'm not anymore because it was just too.
Well, if you know anyone that wants a Fire 8 HD tablet, I've got one that I no longer need.
I just gave
I have
Leo a tablet.
a bunch of tablets. I have so many tablets.
Well, the Fire HD is a 2023 model, so it's reasonably current. That's why I'm not just giving it to somebody, but yeah, I have no idea if I can get anyone to buy it. But I usually get the kid type cover because I do drop things. And my last Fire HD 8, I actually put something on top of even with the kid cover and cracked the screen. But it's not usable as a tablet unless you want to be an Amazon sheep. There's nothing you can do really outside of the Amazon thing, and they keep changing the software. They say updated, but I got it to use as an e-reader, and when I got it, the e-reader function was right on the front screen, and now it's down 2 levels. And since I'm not using it for anything else, why do you have to take the reader that far away from me? And so I just got a Kindle Oasis Paperwhite, which is useless as a tablet, but it's great for a reader.
You probably like that Lightbook Mars I got sent. But
What?
it's e-ink.
Yeah.
It's just a reader. But the only way to access the memory from Linux, I guess, is with the website. So then that's how you dump books onto it. It's got a built-in web server, and you access it from your computer using Firefox, whatever, and then send books to it.
Okay, because I got a shitload of books I can't get on my Kindle Oasis. Maybe I can. I haven't actually tried yet, but
I'm running a Calibre server. If you ever wanted to put the books on that and read it, use it, but you got to use it in a browser. Which, that's just up to.
I got a boatload of books. I just got Haymarket Books is trying to fuel the. What?
Oh, go ahead.
Haymarket Books is trying to get people interested in socialism again, and so they had a giveaway 10 books for free. And I got them, and the fun thing is you open them up, and on every chapter page it says licensed for use to Gerald Bliss, and I'm going, if the authorities find my tablet and open up my books and see that I've got all this leftist stuff and it's literally licensed to me, I don't have much plausible deniability. Yeah.
Except that's not against law.
18,511 books on my Calibre.
Well, which one of you wants me to send all my books to you?
I've got
I don't know how to turn
20.
this into a server, though.
Yeah, mine's running as a server. Go to, in fact, here, you can take a look at it right now if you want. Let me get the, I can't remember the doggone.
I've got all my books saved on my backup drives.
Bad Gateway. Oh, lovely. Oh, what now?
That's one you didn't fix yet, Bill.
Oh, for God's sake. But you know
what? I don't need a Calibre library because Audio Bookshelf has a way to set up so that you can have ebooks on there. And you know what I did? I set up my ebooks on there.
I tried to do that because we talked about this like a year ago, and I couldn't work it out. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Well, I still have not seen anything that allows me to actually take my purchased Amazon books and take them off of the.
Oh, they were talking about that on self-hosted one time. The software for doing that.
Well, what Joe told me was using an old version of Calibre, I think, but it had to be a particular version, and that one is currently dead.
Well, to make it so to pull stuff off or to put stuff onto? Pull stuff
Either
off.
or, but pull stuff off is important too, because that way I get to save the books I actually bought.
Right. Well, you can't do it directly, but you take Caliber and you have to add an add-on, a specific add-on, and then you have to get a certain number from your Kindle reader and plug that into the add-on, and then you download the book on your Linux machine, and then you plug it into Caliber and tell it to translate it to something else. It's been a while since I did it. You see?
Yeah, and I don't think the plugin is still available.
Yeah.
I've asked you a couple times on that, and what information I've gotten
Well,
back
let me
has not
look.
been.
Yeah, it's been very vague because I don't freaking remember.
I don't mind if Amazon keeps their books I'm borrowing from Kindle Unlimited, but stuff I buy I should be able to back up.
I agree.
There it is. Okay. I don't know why it wasn't running. Here, I'm going to put a link to it in the nope, that's Kroger Kernel Panic. I better not do that. General.
So evidently, as of a year ago, it no longer works.
Yeah.
There's a link in general to the.
Oh, here it is. DDRM. That's what it's called. DDRM plugin with the serial number. DDRM plugin. DDRM tools. Here's the GitHub 7.2.1 with Caliber 6.1.0. What version of Caliber do I currently have? .37.
Londoner just posted a link. Nerd Chalk. How do DDRM Kindle books using Caliber 2024?
Let's see, chat. And so people understand that we're not talking about piracy. We're just talking about being able to read the books that we purchase in any way we so choose.
It's true.
And yes, we understand that that's still, a contentious topic.
Have whatever opinion you want.
I would love to know how I can make Firefox my default. I'm on to Bodhi, and apparently Chromium is the default. It's a special Bodhi Chromium, but that's still Chromium, and I don't want to open things up in Chromium. Thank you. All right, I got this link. Copy link.
I'm making an account for you.
Thank you.
There, I sent a couple of links in the chat.
And I got this link from.
It's no longer maintained.
Did you see what Londoner posted?
No.
Nerdschalk.com. Remove -drm -kindle-books-de-drm.
There, I sent you a username and password.
Yes, I see that.
Hey, Londoner.
Remove -drm-kindle-books-
Ooh, somebody's got their.
Yeah, there, I sent you a username and password.
Somebody's using those speakers.
That didn't work.
Okay, then. Now then.
I don't think this link is for Linux.
You want the @ sign and the password?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh, okay.
It made me use one number and one thing.
Oh, hey.
Right now, all I got in there is Lord of the Rings stuff and Iron Flame.
You read anything good, Bill?
Oh gosh, yeah, because I got time.
You're reading Iron Flame?
I was starting to.
That's the second book of the series, but it's actually 2 books.
Yeah.
There are 3 books in the series. The third one is going to be published in January.
Hey, Bill, they make this thing. It's called audiobooks,
Oh, that I do.
so you can multitask.
I just did login and password, and it didn't work.
What's it saying?
It says, let's run this. It's not letting me see what I put in.
Well, it didn't. Hold on a minute. It didn't.
Let me try it again.
No, it didn't take the new user. Hang on.
Okay, so looking at that site that Londoner sent, it does point to DDRM, which is the exact same plugin for Caliber.
I need
Is
an
it still
email.
maintained?
I need an email, Moss.
According to this, it was last updated in 2021.
Nope, Bill, I'm getting wrong username or password.
Yeah, I need an email.
For me?
Yeah.
bardmoss@pm.me. It's at bodielinks.org. I don't know. They all go to the same place. And I don't have my plugin for mail yet. We go to Proton.
There we go. Now it should work.
Come on, people. Okay, Deb.
Well, I better check my audio bookshelf now.
Hey, I got in. Yeah, I'm really loving Iron Flame. I'm reading that right now to my wife. You know, did you read the first book in the series?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Don't ask me anything about it.
Okay.
It was.
Well, the third book is coming out in January. Iron Flame, I don't know why she published it as one book because it's like 800 pages. And it has 2 significant sections, so she could have published that as 2 books. But, oh, it's damn good. A little much sex for me, but that's because I'm an old man and I don't get any, you know.
That's right. Blame it on your age.
Well, you know, if I knew you had it and we were in here, I wouldn't have bought the book. I had to pay $14.95 for that book. The cover on yours looks a little more orange. Mine's a darker reddish orange.
It's kind of like audio bookshelf where you can like choose, you can change metadata and artwork and everything. It's actually pretty nice, except there's no clients for it. You got to use the browser. Which the only problem with that is that browsers don't have a native way to keep your screen from going dark. You got to do that either in Android somewhere or something. I don't know. Use third-party piece of software to enable caffeine mode.
Okay, well, anyhow.
But it works fine in the browser. I mean, it just looks like an e-reader.
I don't know why, but I couldn't find Caliber for my Pine tab. I'm using something called Kudo, Koodo.
What's that based on?
Not very happy. I have no idea what it's based on. They could have just written their own damn
What's your pine tab running?
Denknicks. That's Arch.
Okay. Hey, Bradley.
We have somebody. Oh, we have somebody joining us.
Yeah, he's been sitting there with his audio and his microphone off, so I don't know if he's just playing around or what. He was in the OTC live stream too.
Yeah, we're really enjoying Iron Flame. Another one that we're reading and that we're really enjoying is, I can't remember the name of it. Let me go get my reader.
And there's the other guy that was in the.
Hello. At least we've got our topic picked.
Yeah.
And it means I ain't got to do nothing.
Oh, you gotta ask questions and.
Oh, okay. Well, you know I'm gonna have questions.
Yeah.
I need to dye my beard again.
I was thinking about dyeing everything.
This is my new Kindle Oasis. I got a really nice burgundy leather cover for it.
Oh, that is nice.
And it's nice and light. It's a lot smaller and a lot lighter than my tablet. Boy, is it a lot smaller than the tablet. The Pine Tab too. The Splintered Magic series by Jeline Dolbear. We're really enjoying that one. There's also a new one, the Ghost Cupid series. It's written by Ali Brahms, who is actually another pseudonym for Honor Raconteur, which is also a pseudonym. But Honor Raconteur has like 40 books, and she's starting to write different styles and what she wants Honor Raconteur connected with, and so she's coming up with new pseudonyms for those other styles.
No, let's see. I just finished Jamie McFarland's Junkyard Pirates series, or the 6 books that I have of it. And then I finished rereading Ready Player One, and now I just started Ready Player Two. So I've only read that book once. Let's see. Before that, I did the Bobaverse books and the Post-Human series. Oh, and then I have to figure out what I'm doing after Ready Player Two.
Well, the Ghost Cupid series is a lot of fun. You got a California girl from a rich family that didn't like the way she was running her life, so they cut her off. And so she moved to New Orleans with her best friend from college. And somewhere along the line, she learned Mandarin. And she gets a job because Chinese people believe that even in the afterlife, you need to be married. And so they literally are. One of the first cases was a Chinese family in New Orleans was doing poorly, and so the brother killed his sister and then put her up for sale on the Ghost Cupid site. And she was turning down all prospective things, and finally they connected with her and said, "Well, what's wrong?" And they go, "Well, my brother killed me. I'm not ready to get married until I find out until I bring my murderer to justice." And it's a whole lot of rollicking fun. I know I'm not making it sound like it, but
I think you guys would enjoy the Bobaverse books.
Bobaverse.
Yeah. Sci-fi. Futuristic. Basically, a guy gets cryogenically frozen because he dies, and then laws change, and the government gets taken over by religious zealots,
Mm.
and people that were cryogenically frozen are declared to be property because they're not really alive, and they're able to basically, use them to create AI.
Sounds like a
Scan the
great
brain.
idea.
Yeah, scan the
Sounds like
brain.
something Philip K. Dick would have come up with.
Yeah. Scan the brain, put it into a computer, and only like some of the people that it happens to stay sane. And then they're able to like clone themselves essentially. But the more they copy themselves, the more they change. Like the copy of a copy thing,
Yeah.
how it's a little bit different, a little bit different, a little bit different. And so there's a whole bunch of Bobs, because the guy's name is Bob.
Well, the problem with that whole theory is that digitally speaking, that's not true. It's when you're doing a Xerox copy.
There's some existential stuff that goes along with it, because they found out that if they copy themselves but don't turn themselves on, and then delete the old copy and boot up the new copy, then it's an exact one for one. So they're trying to say that each creation, each copy has a generated soul. It creates a soul, but because each soul is different, they're a little bit different. So if they get rid of the first one before they boot themselves up again, then it's the exact same one.
Sounds like they should have used ZFS replication and snapshots.
Well, yeah. It like I said, it's a bit existential, so that wouldn't necessarily work. And there are a couple of other AIs, and there are a couple of other people that eventually get integrated into the Bobiverse, but mostly it's just bunches and bunches of Bobs, and they do give themselves different names. But and then they're traveling
the Boba-verse.
Bob-iverse.
I was wondering which Hindu wrote that one. Yeah.
And they're traveling
You are not
through...
saying it right, my friend.
I am not saying it right. What do you mean I'm not saying it right?
They're traveling through space, and they're colonizing worlds, and they're saving Earth because big wars happen on Earth, so they're helping everybody migrate everywhere else in the galaxy and blah, blah, et cetera, et cetera. It's actually pretty cool.
I have also just started a book by Amy York called The Good and the Green. And it's book one of the Wilderize series. And I am enjoying it so far, but I'm not sure where it's going.
Oh, now I've got to mark it not fit for kids.
And I also have just started one called Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres.
Ooh, the Inkblood series, if I remember right, I've read part of that, and it was pretty good.
I just barely started. I'm 10% into the first book.
Ink Heart series?
Ink Blood Sister Scribe.
Oh, I see it. It's debut novel, so it's not what I was thinking of.
Ah, okay.
But there is another series, completely unrelated, it's called Ink and Sigil, written by the same guy that did the Iron Druid series, and it's actually attached to the Iron Druid series tangentially. It's actually pretty good, too.
And my friend who is having me read to her has selected a book called Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang.
Wang.
All right. Keep it down over there. But yeah, this is Oasis is a cute little device.
That's a cool size too, because that would probably be great for traveling.
Yeah.
You could slide it anywhere. Well, almost anywhere.
I'm finding out that Isabel Ibanez has written a lot of books. I'd never heard of her. I got pushed to the first book in a particular series. I'm trying to read what it says. But the second book is Where the Library Hides. I have the first book here somewhere, I think. No, the first book actually I got from Kindle Unlimited, and they wouldn't give me the second book that way, so I had to buy it. I think $14.99 is ridiculous for an ebook, people. It'd be nice if the author was getting most of that, but they're not.
Yeah, which is why a lot of authors have gone to self-publishing.
Well, yeah, but even self-publishing, where do you publish but on Amazon?
Yeah.
The second book in the Ghost Cupid series, you can Honor Raconteur has it where you can buy it now direct from her, and you'll get it 2 weeks before it goes out on Amazon, and you know that she gets the money. But it's really hard for an author to find their people without going through Amazon, you know?
It's like if you're
Anyhow,
not
we are
on Amazon,
trying.
you don't exist.
Well,
Pretty
we are
much.
trying to. We will not completely remove Jeff Bezos from our budget, but it's books only. Anything else we can get somewhere else. He doesn't need our money.
I don't know, man. I get it, and I like it,
No,
but
I
I can't.
understand, but
I can't do it.
yeah, I can't give up Prime.
I can't either.
Well, the only thing we're getting out of Prime is Kindle Unlimited and Prime Video, and we're only watching 1 or 2 shows on Prime Video right now.
But if you're paying for that, then you're also getting Prime shipping, and you might as
That's
well
true.
use it.
But if we can support local businesses,
Yeah,
then we
I
won't
dig
be
that.
using Prime shipping.
I've
You know,
spent a
we're cutting
lot
off
more
Prime
money to do
shipping, and
that.
we're only watching 1 show on Prime Video, and we can probably get it from one of you two guys anyhow.
Yeah, that reminds me. I've got to get Yellowstone.
Yeah, we are watching. We put them in a series, so we're only going to watch them in order: 1883, 1920, whatever it is, and then Yellowstone.
I don't know if it works that way, honestly, because a lot. This is one of those things where it's kind of stream of consciousness, where like some of the things that they did in the past make better sense if you know the forward story a little bit.
Well, we already my wife is definitely into the Bridgerton stuff.
Oh yeah, me too.
And we didn't find out about Queen Charlotte until we were all the way through season 1 of Bridgerton.
But that's another one that's just like that. Queen Charlotte does not make a heck of a lot of sense unless you've seen like season 2 of unless you're well past the point where the Charlotte meets with King George.
We are watching those as separate series.
I just there's some shows that I would have never watched if I lived alone. But I mean that's just a prime example of that. Downton Abbey is another one. We love Downton Abbey, and but I would have never watched it living alone. All I ever watched was Science Channel and PBS, Nova, and stuff like that.
Ooh, and another book series, because this author just had one come out. Benedict Jacka had An Inheritance of Magic and An Instruction in Shadow. Both really good books. To go along with his Alex Verus series, they're completely separate series. But yeah, I recommend like everything this man has written.
Well, I really recommend Tiny Knot. That's with a K. By Ali Brahms. And the second book is coming out shortly. But the first book is groundbreaking stuff. I mean, it's just hysterical. I'm finding a lot too many books by the same author is basically they just renamed the character and wrote a different story around them. I am reading, for instance, Court of Midnight Deception, which is by K.M. Shea. But I'd read it's the second of a trilogy in the same quote universe, end quote, and the character just reads the same as the main character in the first trilogy. It's good stuff. It's holding my attention, but I can't separate the two characters. Even though the first character makes an occasional appearance in the second trilogy.
Let me know if you get any echo, because I switched you over to my speakers.
Echo, echo, echo.
It shouldn't on Discord, but you never know. I'm building three machines.
Joining us, he's still not listening.
How do you say that? Sordal? Is the B silent? That looks Hungarian or something.
Oh, wait a minute. We do have a list. Oh.
I'm building 3 machines right now.
Ah.
Oh.
Definitely need to talk about that on the show.
Well, I'm going to. Here's one of them. This has got the Asus motherboard with
You got any mini PCs lying around?
No, I've got like one of them medium-sized ones, but it's Dave's. As soon as because he's building a studio setup, kind of like what I got. Right now, he's using
Maybe just buy a bunch of M700s for $30 a piece.
I don't know if you would classify this as a mini or not. Let me see.
Yeah, I might go with an M700.
Joe, what would cause a machine to turn on and not turn on?
What do you mean?
My studio machine, almost every time I boot it the first time, the light comes on and nothing happens on the screen.
And then you got to boot it again?
I have to turn it off and turn it on again.
Bad caps!
What?
Bad caps.
Bad caps of what?
Bad caps. Bad capacitors.
Oh.
Capacitors that are going bad, so they have to warm up in order to be able to hold power.
Oh.
Would you consider this a mini
so I
PC?
need a new motherboard on this.
Yep.
Damn.
This is kind of a mini PC.
No, that's not mini. That's
Well,
that's a mid-tower case.
Yeah, but it's low profile. You got to have the skinny little PCIe cards.
How come nobody wants to buy my Z800?
That big server? I thought Dale got that.
No. He thought about it a couple times. I think no, it's sitting right here. I've got both AMD and NVIDIA graphic boards for it. They're little bitty things, not what anyone would think of as a graphics board. But.
Yeah, but if they've got the NVIDIA one's got the NVENC, the built-in encoder for OBS Studio stuff, then it's good enough for me. What do you want for it?
Shipping, I guess. I would like to get. I paid about $300 for it, $250, and then I've done some upgrades on it. But it's a dual Xeon. Each Xeon's a quad core, but single thread.
That's still 8 threads, right?
Yeah, the machine was built in 2010.
So it's probably like a 2nd gen or 3rd gen Xeon or something.
Those Xeons are usually pretty ballin'.
Oh yeah. God. I was looking for a motherboard like the one I've got in that T40 back there, and they're a bit pricey because it's almost 5 gigahertz per core. I don't know enough
They
about
also
process.
do suck energy.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, it's sitting there running almost a dozen different things at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give it a think because right now I'm building.
You'd probably want to pick it up sometime, but you haven't got through Knoxville lately.
I'm completely off the road now because of the
shipping would probably be over $100. It is not light or small.
See when Dale's driving by.
Dale hasn't come this way very often either. Miss him. Let's see, I've got too much stuff piled on it to pick it up. There's something I wish I knew remembered I had.
If I remember, that thing's got a fairly nice case too. If nothing else, it'd be.
It's beautiful, and inside it's gorgeous. You've never seen air ducting and cord control the way this thing has. It's just gorgeous.
That's a proper ATX size case too, isn't it?
I think it's bigger than ATX.
Big as this?
Mm-hmm.
Big as one of these monsters?
Let's see. There's most of it. Those are gallon jugs in front of it.
Is that one of your piss jugs right there in front of it?
No, it's window washer.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I tell them too. I mean, yeah.
It is. It's window washer.
I was going to say, I think you're drinking too much coffee because that looks a little orange.
It is orange. It's supposed to be orange. Rain-X All Season 2-in-1.
That stuff's pretty good, actually. I buy that on the road when I can. But then I get in trouble because the old man stocks the blue stuff.
Like I say, I've got about 300 in it, but it also costs about 100 to ship it. And not too many people want to pay that for a 2010 machine.
I'll have to think about it because I'm thinking about offloading some stuff because of this Rock Pro 64. I can't come up with a use for it. And
I was supposed to do a
What
review.
What processors in the Rock Pro 64?
The
RK3466?
Yeah.
Okay.
The big one. But it's...
What's in my Pine Tab?
It's nice. It's got a PCIe slot on it and 6 gigs of RAM. I mean, it even makes a nice little desktop for somebody. And I've got the NAS case for it too, which means you can put a full-size 3.5-inch hard drive in it. Actually, 2 of them. But when I tried to run like ZFS and I tried to make a mirror with 2 drives, it fried the drives. So I had to send them back to Seagate. Seagate sent me new ones.
Yeah, my Pine Tab is the RK3566. That has a 64-bit quad-core 1.8 gigahertz ARM Cortex A55 and the Mali G52.
About the best thing you can put on one of these things is probably Armbian. Just because it's... The Rock chip stuff is really well supported. It's probably their best supported SBC chipset for Armbian.
I'm just running Denknix on it.
Armbian kind of makes you feel like you're running Ubuntu or Debian because they've got a Debian version and an Ubuntu version. And it feels like Ubuntu. It's not. It's a rebuild of their of their repos, so you don't get the proper ZFS support or any of that kind of stuff. But I don't know what need you
Well,
would have.
a user who goes by the name Danked came up with a special version of the kernel for the rock chip.
I see that word in the pot friendly states a lot. House of Dank.
This is Danked, DANCT.
Oh, Danked. Okay. No, I don't see that word.
And I do know one of the other users named Diesel Nutjob made a Debian version using the same kernel. And that was working for me pretty good. I don't know why I decided to go back to the original. But at this point, if I put anything on it, I'd wipe out all my reading matter.
I'm just afraid if I get rid of this Rock Pro, then the day after I do that, I'm going to come up with something cool I want to do with it. I've just got too many computers, period.
Yeah, I've still got the Raspberry Pi 3 sitting here. They sent me a book to review on running Raspberry Pi, and it turned out to be written for Raspberry Pi 3, and it's a 2017 book. And why did they want a book review on this?
Huh. I still use the 3 for my Pi hole. That's what's running right now. And the 4, I've got it sitting there in desktop mode, but I'm really not doing much of anything with that either.
I still can't find my 4. I have no idea where it is.
And that's another thing I don't have any real use for, but I'm not going to get rid of my... I sold my Pi 400 because it was sitting there doing nothing. I've got
Makes sense to me.
If they come out with a Pi 500, which I'm thinking they will, I might get one of those because I don't have a Pi 5 yet.
I don't have a Pi 5 yet either. I can't justify it. I mean, I got the Pi 4 running Octoprint. I got a bunch of zeros. I got a 3 that's doing nothing. I got a 2 that's doing nothing.
Oh, I've got 2 zeros that are doing nothing.
I've got 3 zeros that are currently doing... Well, one of them is supposed to be doing something, but it's not. And then I got another one that's running an instance of RetroPie that I haven't turned on in a while. Then I got one that's never been hooked up. So
I was thinking I might try the RetroPie on the... I've got the old 2W or 02W, or no, the 0W, and then I've got the 02W when they came out with that because I was... Yeah,
the 0W will run RetroPie just fine. The 2 might do it. Well, it obviously will do it better, but...
I was using it for Pi-hole because that's the obvious choice for Pi-hole, but it just would lock up on me eventually after a few days for I don't know what reason. And to get like a proper Ethernet connection, you've got to use a USB dongle.
Well, the thing is since you're running Pi-hole on it, you don't really need an Ethernet connection.
Not really, no, but...
Yeah, it's just doing the DNS stuff. It's not actually buffering web pages or anything like that. So
I'd be interested to benchmark to see how quickly the DNS returns, compare the Wi-Fi to the Ethernet, and see if it was really worth even thinking about, let alone going through the trouble. Because you're right, DNS is really not much of anything. But I've got the 3, and I didn't have a use for the 3, and the 3 you can put a 64-bit version of Raspberry Pi OS, which that became a thing, 2 years ago? A 64-bit version. And it seems to run faster on that. I was a little skeptical in the beginning because the 3's only got 1 gig of RAM, but it seems to do.
Yeah, it does a lot, especially for what it is and how much it cost at the time.
Yeah,
It's not, it's not a replacement. It works as a single use device, essentially. You throw one thing at it and let it do that, and then leave it alone.
Hey, Bill, how do I add books to your Caliber web?
I think I have to do it. It has to be the admin, but I can
Oh,
make you
okay.
now. Yeah, that's a here. Hold on, that's a good.
Because I got a boatload of books. A lot of them are just PDFs, but they're all readable.
There, I just upped your permissions to where you can upload. If you do a refresh, you ought to get an upload button at the upper right corner. I think. Let's see. Yeah,
Upper right corner, I have. Yeah, I do.
there you go.
Okay. Let me turn on my backup of my books.
All right, I'll be back.
Okie dokie.
Sure, you will.
Hell, I gotta pee. Hang on.
I don't need those. Oh, no. Entity too large. Oh boy. Well, I am still here, people.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
I was just uploading some books and I got a error code saying entity too large.
Yeah, it might have some some limitations at place. You might have to do it one at a time.
That would take forever with the books I've got.
Yeah, you got to do it all at once. Just put the ones there you want right now, and then.
I was just building your library.
That's something I built a long time ago, and I haven't got much use out of it. Kind of like the Mumble server I've had running. Nobody uses it.
Because a lot of these are pretty small, but I have no idea. Okay, anyhow. Let's go back.
All right. Let's see what you got so far.
I just uploaded Dresden.
Oh my. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's the holy shit.
Some of this stuff doesn't have a
cover. Those are mostly PDFs, but let's see, there was... Did I do the... I don't know. No, I don't think I did the Expanse books yet. Let's just cancel that.
You know what?
Here's the Haymarket books. These ones will get everyone in trouble.
I'm going to switch bourbons.
Switch bourbons?
Yeah, I was putting Woodford Reserve in my coffee. I think I'm going to put some Redemption.
Did you get hold of any Bird Dog yet?
I have not went looking for anything since we had that conversation, I've got a friend, well, Steve from Three Fat Truckers. He's a bourbon connoisseur, and he's always.
Hey, you might. I don't know if your son has all these books yet. Yeah, your socialist son.
Yeah.
I just uploaded all 10 of the books I got from Haymarket. That should be his type of thing.
His communism forced him to quit his job today.
Oh, really?
Well, he got a job as a salesman. He was working at home selling musical instruments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then he got hired at Harley Davidson in Fishers, Indiana, which is like an upscale suburb of Indy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was selling Harleys. But people come in there, they call them patch riders, the guys you see with the leather vests and all the patches on them. And they get Nazis in there all the time. And everybody goes nuts talking to him, and he just can't. That's the existential opposite of a
I do understand.
communist.
Is he going back to selling instruments, or?
Don't know yet. I asked him that. He called like right before we started OTC and told me that he did that. I'm like, well, what are you going to do now? He's like, I don't know. I've got interviews lined up. He was talking about moving to a bigger city to work somewhere with music. I don't know. He might as well. I only see him about twice a year as it is. Cost of living is the big reason he hasn't done it yet. He lives in one of those old, I think it's cool as hell, this old Art Deco style apartment building down there in Indy that's still got, it's got the built-in ice chest in the kitchen where they used to deliver the ice blocks from the other side of the wall, and then he's got the doorbell that's got the brass bells hanging on the wall with the controls and all that, all from like the 20s. And the, what do they call this trim that they put on the walls and the ceiling that makes it?
I used to know that.
Tray ceiling. It's got a tray ceiling.
Oh, okay.
But it's got the same kind of effects on the walls and the sconces and everything. It's pretty cool. But he pays $800 a month to live there.
Mm.
And it'd be a similar place in Chicago would be, oh God, I don't even know, close to $3,000 probably in a nice part of town, such as it is.
Yeah, I know, but we absolutely must move, and we do not know how or where. We've been hoping somebody gets a house that's too big for them. And what are these buttons on the bottom of the Q2U? Got an arrow up and an arrow down.
That's
button.
for when you've got it's for the headset volume. If you
Request entity too large again. Oh, but that's the volume on the headset. Okay.
Yeah, if you plug the headset into the bottom of it,
Right.
it acts like its own audio interface. It'll direct feed your own voice back to you.
Well, apparently it doesn't like my Heart of Albion collection. It gets about halfway through and then gives me a error of.
Let me see if I can
entity too
change
large.
that.
Hell, I've got some things in this that should not be in that folder. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at the folder again. Yeah, my folder's pretty messed up, it looks like. do A through L and see if that gets me there.
Excuse me.
$44, $45, $46, $55, $60, $65, $70, $75, $80, $85, $90, $95. I got that way. Okay. 413, request entity too large. Got all the way through it and then gave me a 413 error.
I'm trying to see if there's a way I can up the limit, because it's probably a PHP thing. Or whatever web server. It's a Docker container, so I don't know what it's using. Let's do it this way. What's that error message it was giving you?
A 413, entity too large. Let's go to H and then do the L's. $75, $85, $95, $100, upload. 413, request entity too large.
It's defaulting to 1 megabyte. So let me see if I can, because 1 meg is not good enough. Let's see if I can change that. I got to do it on the proxy side.
I hope I don't forget what I've got uploaded and what I don't, because will it sort for duplicates and delete them?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Edit.
Yeah, your son would probably like some of my books on Eugene P. Debs, too. Got some Ambrose Bierce in here.
Now try it.
Okay.
I changed it to 100 meg in the Nginx config.
$20, $25, $30. I'm sure whoever is listening to us is having a wonderful time. At one
There's
time,
9
we all
people.
went to the bathroom.
9 people are watching.
Oh, wow.
There's 25 views overall.
50. 55. 60. 65. 70. 75. It's speeding up. 80. 85. 90, 95, 100, almost. There we go. 413 request entity too large. SSL handshake failed. Visit cloudflare.com for information. Yeah, my browser is working. Cloudflare is working. I'm getting an error at your end. Boy, now I'm not even getting logged in right. Yeah. Well, we have a problem, Bill.
Yeah, let me delete that setting I put in.
Now I'm not even getting an SSL handshake, so I'm going to pause for now. You've got some books that you've never had before.
Yeah. I took that setting off, so you should be able to get back into it. Apparently, I don't know how to put client headers into the Nginx proxy manager.
Londoner posted Christopher Barnett making his own RPi 500. It's definitely not as sleek and slim as the RPi 400. Well, guys, we've been at this for a while, even though we haven't been really at this for a while. What's our topic? We're going to talk systems?
Yeah, setting up servers and that, I guess.
Okay, well, I am going to go ahead and take off. We've been here an hour and a half.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to put in the show notes we want to talk about what we're doing here. So more people will join us and understand why they're joining us. Okay.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.